Hey guys, Josh up here with a video on how to stop tilting and going on losing streaks. Now, tilting is defined by a mental state of emotional confusion or frustration in which a player adopts a less than optimal strategy. Basically, your emotions will influence your decisions in a negative way. And tilting is a very natural process. I mean, chances are if you are a human being playing this game, which I'm pretty sure most of you guys are, then you will have felt this kind of tilt in one form or another. And in addition to this, because your tilting comes from an emotional reaction as opposed to a logical reaction, then it can be kind of tricky to overcome. I mean, if it was all logical, then I could simply just say to you, if you tilt, you will lose more games, and boom, your tilting would end. And like I say, that's not the case, but with these tips in this video, hopefully you should learn some things which will help you stop tilting and stop losing games. The first tip to stop losing streaks is to get away from the game when you feel yourself going on tilt. Let your emotions simmer down and distract yourself with something else. There are a load of ways in which you can emotionally detach yourself from League of Legends, whether that's playing a different game, preferably one that's not quite as stressful, or you can do some small physical exercise. Now, you don't need to go and do a lot, like you don't need to go and take a mile run, but even just stuff like taking a shower or taking a small walk. Now, I know taking a shower isn't a lot of physical exercise, unless you're doing stuff which I don't need to hear about, but still, it's all these kind of stuff will help you lose your emotions, will help your mind unravel the stuff which has just happened, and it will help prevent you going on tilt. The next tip is to forget the fact that you are on a losing streak. The next game is an individual game unaffected by your past. Just take each game as they come. Think of it like you have a standard 6-sided dice and you want to roll a 3 on that dice. Now, the chances of you rolling a 3 are 1 in 6 because obviously there are 6 different options that you can hit, and each hit has a equal opportunity, equal possibility of landing. Basically, this means that by the time you've landed your 6th roll, you should have hit on a 3 at least once. However, if you have rolled 5 times and you've still not got that 3, but you've got every other single number, does that mean that your next roll will be guaranteed to land on a 3? Obviously, no, that's not going to be the case. You still have a 1 in 6 chance of landing on that 3. Your previous outcomes have no bearing, absolutely no impact on what your next roll will be. And it's the same when you're losing streaks. Just because you've lost loads in the past doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to lose them in the future as well. Your past results have no bearing and no impact on your future results. As a result of this, you'll go into each game treating it as a fresh start. You're going with a more positive outlook and you won't be so defeatist. Even if you don't realize you're being defeatist, chances are unconsciously you are, and it's having a negative impact on your games. Now, this next point is going to be the most difficult one for you to take on board, and that is that if you are on a losing streak, you have to accept that you are playing a lot worse than you really think. If you've gone on a particularly nasty losing streak and you've fallen a few leagues, you'll be playing at a lower standard than you're used to. Don't get frustrated and don't get mad. You don't need to relearn the game, you just need to remember it. As you're playing, sit back and think about the things you're doing poorly and the ways you could be reacting better, stuff like that. In addition, you also want to be acknowledging the things that you are doing well so you can do more of them. Doing this not only helps you improve by analysing your mistakes, but it also puts you in the right general mindset to avoid these losing streaks. Now, this fourth point is very similar to the second one in the fact that whatever happens, do not let your previous games affect your next games. You will give up or play a million times worse if you do this. You need motivation to win, and remembering your past frustrations only enhances your feeling of helplessness or futility, that kind of stuff, when something goes wrong. And this is a really great demotivator that really does need to be avoided. And the final point, and probably the most important point, is to never ever flame. Even if you're mad, even if you're frustrated, which is guaranteed to happen when you're going on tilt and when you're on a losing streak. Don't let your emotions get the better of you, and don't take it out on your team. Not only does raging at your team make them play worse and completely reduce your chances of winning a game flat out, it'll also affect the way you're feeling internally, the way you're looking at the game, and it will make you play worse as well. Now, I could sit here in this video and list off a million reasons why flaming is a completely awful, horrendous idea if you want to cut out a losing streak. And I know a lot of you guys may say that, well, your emotions get the better of you and you find it hard to keep those in check. And if that's the case, I've done a video on how you can stop raging in solo queue, some tips to help you stop raging. And I'll put a link to that in the description. That's all that I want to do for this video today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to me where I do educational league content with a bit of entertaining stuff on the side as well. You can find me on my Twitter, my Facebook, where I like to keep in touch with you guys, and you can catch me streaming on Twitch as well. But thanks very much for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.